The 76ers had a successful and encouraging year last season as they won 52 games and clinched the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. It was their first appearance in the playoffs since 2012. Some would say it was still a disappointment that the 76ers lost to the Celtics in 5 games without their 2 best players. But at the end of the day, no one would have predicted the 76ers advancing to the 2nd round last season. The 2 franchise cornerstones, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, were ready to compete at a high level and contribute, and they were able to stay healthy for the most part. After playing only 30 games last year, Embiid was able to play around 60 games and was selected to his first NBA All-Star game. He could have played around 70 games if it wasn't for a freak injury to his face caused by his teammate. With LeBron going to the West, you could say that Embiid is in the running for the best player in the East. And after another season, Ben Simmons could put his name in consideration for the best player in the East. Simmons ended the season on a bad note as he struggled in the 2nd round against the Celtics, where they took his advantages away and made him try to beat them with his jump shot. In his first season, Simmons played up to expectations and showed why scouts and teams were so high on him. He's a transcendent player who can affect the game in multiple ways. Simmons passes like Chris Paul, rebounds like Kevin Love, and defends like Paul George, which makes him a special talent. Even though the 76ers struck out in the offseason with LeBron, PG, and Kawhi Leonard, they still have a lot of room for improvement because of the youth of their best players. Markelle Fultz had a strange start to his NBA career. It all started with a shoulder injury, and all of a sudden, he lost confidence in his jump shot, and the 76ers decided to shut him down for around 50 games before bringing him back at the end of the season. Fultz came back and brought a nice spark off the bench and showed why he was a top prospect in 2017. He was more comfortable in his mid-range jump shot late in the year than he was at the beginning of the season. He should be in a better position to have a good year this upcoming season than he was in his rookie year. They lost some shooting at free agency as they lost Marco Bellinelli and Ersan Ilyasova. But they did trade for combo forward Wilson Chandler from the Denver Nuggets, who will be a nice replacement behind Dario Saric at the 4th spot. I believe the 76ers will need to rely on 2 young and inexperienced young guys to help them take another step. The players are this year's 10th overall pick Zaire Smith and 2nd-year player Furkan Korkmaz. Korkmaz is a knockdown shooter, plain and simple. Something the 76ers need when you have Ben Simmons running the show. Korkmaz had a great summer league this year as he proved what kind of shooter he is and can be. Being able to defend the 2 or the 3 position could definitely put him in position to get legit minutes. Zaire Smith was a great pickup for the Sixers. He is an athletic freak who is a multi-positional defender and gives 110% effort every night. He has a great attitude, and you don't have to run plays for Zaire for him to be effective. But it will be hard for TJ McConnell, Markelle, Zaire, and Korkmaz to all get consistent minutes this upcoming year. So it will be hard to put any reasonable expectations on Smith or Korkmaz this season. Unfortunately, Zaire suffered a Jones fracture in his left foot during the offseason workout in Las Vegas. Another 1st-round pick by the Sixers, another injury that will cause a number of missed games. I wouldn't be surprised if the Sixers just put him on the shelf for the entire season. Just because they're not tanking anymore doesn't mean they won't do it again. But the 76ers can't afford for Zaire to miss games because of the overall talent on this team right now. Whether they sign a free agent like Jamal Crawford or just stand pat with what they got. Ben Simmons has to become a more confident shooter. That's the last step for him to become a legit superstar. Occasionally he made the 15-footer throughout last season, but there were moments where it looked like Simmons wanted to do anything but take the open jump shot. Sometimes taking the shot is just the right basketball play. He also needs to find a way to be effective off the ball, as a cutter, screener, and capitalize on mismatches in the post. Last year was the first step in their rise in the Eastern Conference, and they have the team in place to continue to achieve higher goals this year.